What is up, guys? It's me, Eddie, and I am back with another episode of Steins Gate, My Darling's Embrace. Let me just get this open up on a second screen. And yeah. Oopsies. Okay. I still have yet to create a good thumbnail for my, I still have yet to create a thumbnail for these streams.
実はな、いやそうではない。そんなことよりももっと大変なことだ。
Okay, so I assume the last line would have been, we have a major problem.
心して聞け。ラボが乗っ取られてしまったのだ。
Alright, what chuny ass bullshit is Okabe spouting now?
だから言ったではないか。大変なことが起きたのだと。何？いやそうは言うが、敵はなかなかの手だれ。突入してはこの俺といえども無事でいられる可能性は極めて低い。言ってくれる。そうまで言われてはやらないわけにはいかないだろう。ああ、早速突入を試みる。もしも無事だったならいつもの店で一杯おごりだ。
Sai Konguru. Yeah! I put away my cell phone and stepped into enemy territory.
おいクリスティーナよ、後でと言って一体いつになったら D メールを。
うるさい。
Oh, great. The banquet was... Oh, great. This could potentially open up the Lukaku route for me. The banquet was so much fun. Resident's reaction return. Replied to a message from someone in phone trigger. He immediately folds. Of course he does.
私は今新しいガジェット作りに忙しいんだとさっきも言っただろうが。
Hold on, sorry. What was the line again? Christina, next email. Shut up. What? Okay.
それが完成するまでは D メールは使用禁止。だからそれまで邪魔するな。わかったな。
She's so cute. You're not to send any D-mail, so shut up and don't interrupt me again. Got it? She didn't have to be so quite vicious about it. I mean, you kind of did. Besides, this is my lab in the first place.
オカリンを一括のもとに追い出すとか。マキセ三角形。
Daru, whose side are you on? Well, he's not on anyone's side, really. I looked up the voice and saw Daru coming at me with a grin on his face.
追い出されたのではない。戦略的撤退をしたまでだ。
You were tossed out, Okabe. Face it.
というか誰？お前いつの間にいたのだ。
今北産業。
This is a bit I know this is translated from Japanese, but I feel like I've seen similar phrases floating around before. It appears he arrived as I was sneaking behind enemy lines. And as for Christina, well, I kind of understand how she's feeling. As a researcher, being interrupted in the middle of your work is a real pain. Guess I'm out of luck. Experimenting on D-mail is certainly a pressing matter, but it's not worth risking my life over.
でどうするん？
実験もできないとあれば ここにいても仕方がないな。お前はどうするつもりだ、ダル。またメイクインにでも行くのかな。
もちろんと言いたいところだけど、今行ってきたばっかなんだよな。
なるほどな。大方メイクインで涼んでからエロゲでもやろうと来たら開発室は使えなかったと、そんなところか。
残念外れ。今日はエロゲじゃなくて MMORPG だお。今日から配信の新クエがあってさ。
Oh god, he's an MMORPG player. I mean, they do sound fun. Why are there such negative stereotypes about those? I don't know. It's probably because of I don't think it's inherent to MMORPG so much as it is just, you know.
これまでとは比べ物にならないくらい強いドラゴンとか出るらしいのだぜ。
Dark continued to wax poetic about this dragon, but I didn't pay much attention. Whether he plays an Arrowgate or an MMORPG makes no difference to me.
そういえばオカリン、ついさっき秋葉がちょっとした騒ぎだったんだけど知ってる？
What's going on in Akiba?
いや知らんな。一体何を騒いでいたというのだ？
今流行りのファンタズムってバンドあるっしょ？でオカリンは知らないか。
I swear, I feel like these things are like a reference to previous Chaos Head games, or robotic science adventure games. Okay. Maybe science adventure games, which I do have to get to playing at some point.
バカにするな。それくらい知っている。
Yeah, I swear, this is a reference to like Chaos Head, isn't it? It has to be.
そうなん？意外。
Oh man, I have so many things on my to playlist now. I just don't know. Like, honestly, I'm actually kind of glad that some people are telling me, like, this stuff might be appropriate for YouTube. You probably don't want to play it because, like, things like, apparently Fate is going to be, like, 80 hours long or something. I don't know. Should I play that on my own time? Oh, there's so much stuff I'm already doing on my own time. Really color me surprised. Phantasm. Apparently they're a pretty big deal. They made a splashlight last year in the indie music scene, and after made their official debut this year. Shortly thereafter, they provided the theme to the anime Rainet Kakeru. Rainet children. Technique says virtual robots. Is this like Digimon or something? This makes the confrontations easy to visualize with well-timed perspectives depicting both the protagonist's technique inside the computer and his friend's teamwork outside the computer. That kind of reminds me of Digimon. I never watched Digimon. Honestly, it was never really my thing, but it's like, I don't know. You got some interesting parallels. Ferris mentioned something like that a few days ago.
それで、そのファンタズムがどうしたというのだ？
秋葉を電波ジャックしたんだお。
What? I genuinely don't know. Someone unofficially hijacked a signal from a TV station to broadcast videos to an unspecified large amount of people. However, in recent times, it also refers to when multiple TVs in a public space play the same video for promotional purposes, as well as when a TV personality is broadcast on the same program from morning to night. Oh, huh.
電波ジャックだと？
そうなんよ。新曲のキャンペーンかなんからしいんだけどさ。PC 用のモニタから UPX の該当モニタまで秋葉にあるモニタというモニタに PV が流れて、そりゃもう大騒ぎ。
I see. That sounds pretty awesome. We all know what UPX is, right? Yeah, we've been there a billion times. In the original game.
電波ジャックか。
それにしてもファンタズムも有名になったもんだよな。1年前まではほとんど名前すら知られてなかったのにさ。
I swear, this is a reference to Chaos. This is a reference to Chaos Head.
てか今さらファンタズムとかどうよって感じ。僕なんか2年前に聞き飽きてたレベルだわ。
Despite how annoying Daro's rambling was, most of his words didn't make their way to my brain, because something else was occupying my thoughts. Yeah, that has to be a reference to Chaos Head. It has to be.
なおかりん聞いてるん？
誰よそれだ。
は？
I looked Daro dead in the eyes, straight into his slightly dilated pupils.
それって何のことなん？
だからその電波ジャックだ。
Oh my
俺たち
god.
の手でできはしないだろうか。
Oh my god. He's giving me a look that says, what the hell is this guy on about? Still, I keep talking.
いい顔だ。俺たちのやろうとしていることは何だ。
Oh, it's a plane flying overhead. I wonder what that was.
ヘンテコガジェットを作って遊ぶ？
Yeah, pretty much.
違う。俺たちがこの未来ガジェットでやろうとしているのは、世の中を陰で操る支配構造を破壊し、世界に混沌をもたらすこと。
Uh-huh.
ガジェットの作成はそのための礎でしかないのだ。
ああ、そういやそうだったっけ？でそれが何か？
わからんやつめ。つまりあれだ。あるだろよく。ほら、テレビとかで演説的な。
The speech thing.
ああ、なる。例のあれですね。ジークシオン的な。
Oh my god. That's a reference. A famous scene from the popular 19th Mobile Jacket Gumbam. In this sequence, the leader of the Principality of Skyon, Karma Sabi, ends his grand speech with these words. The phrase is commonly parodied across multiple different works. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
まあ、
I get that
そういう
reference.
ことだ。
Shit, what was the original? Sigza. Shit, I'm forgetting. In Gundam. Once the system has been destroyed, we need to let the world know. We won't be able to do so if we haven't prepared for it.
なるほどね。オカリンの言いたいことはなんとなく分かったお。
できるのか？
まあ、できんじゃね？
Hell yeah.
何？
His response was so casual that I couldn't help but blurt out my disbelief. To be frank, I was hoping that things would more unfold in a dramatic, thoughtful, one last ride sort of fashion. But hey, if the man knows he can't do it, all the better.
ただそのためには機材がな。
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy.
言っておくが、今ラボに余分な金はないぞ。
そんなことは分かってるお。でもそうなると、そうだな。せいぜいアナログ放送の電波をジャックするくらいしか無理じゃね？
Daro explained that hijacking the digital networks would be extremely difficult for us as we are now. It's not to say that hijacking the analog networks would be much easier.
アナログ回線をジャックするためにはある程度電波の出力が大きくないとできないんだお。要するに今このラボにあるものだけを使うとなると、そうだな。せいぜい秋葉原中に任意の映像を流すくらいのことしかできないかと思われ。
That's still quite a lot. Analog networks in this day and age, and only in Akihabara. That sounds so pathetic.
まあそういうわけだし、無理してやる意味も。
いや、それでいい。
Hell yeah, that's not lame, that's awesome.
いいって、もしかして作れってこと？
Not as awesome as like a nationwide thing, but you know, that's still awesome.
もしかしなくてもそういうことだ。
Hell yeah. It's easy to give up when something seems pointless. But a small step forward is still a step.
本当に作るん？
当然だ。一見意味のないこと、無駄と思えることこそより大きなことを成し遂げるための礎石足り得るのだ。
言っとくけど、これ規模は小さいって言っても犯罪だお。それでもいいん？
Yeah.
何？そうなのか？
Well, yeah, obviously.
何？もしかして知らずに言ってたん？
Like, I don't know what specific law it is, but I would assume so.
そんなことはあるものか？
Oh my god. I didn't. A crime. I may want to destroy the system governing the world, but that doesn't mean I want to be a criminal. Oh my god, this fucking dude. I mean, you are just a chuny LARPer at the end of the day, right? Isn't wanting to destroy the system governing the world, like, inherently kind of a criminal thing? Like, I'm not saying that's bad, of course. Like, maybe it deserves to be destroyed, but... Oh, well, there's a bunch of speech about revolutions and, like, legality and stuff that I'm not gonna get myself into. I want to plunge my society into chaos, sure, but I want to do it legally. I don't think that's possible.
じゃあやっぱやめとくってことで OK？ まあ結局こうなるとは思ってたんだけどさ。
なんだと？
Oh my god.
だってなんだかんだ言ってオカリンってチキンだしさ。やばいことには手を出さないっしょ。
Ooh, oh, this is where it gets real. What did he just say? Did he just call me a chicken? Did he just call me a chicken? Daru doesn't yet know, but I'm gonna make him eat those words. Oh no, Daru, what have you done?
つうわけだから僕はどっかに涼みにでも。
待て。
Oh my god, Daru, come on. I called him out as he was leaving. My tone firm, yet effortlessly cool. No force, no matter how mighty, could even think of stopping me.
Go. だ。
Yo! You know what? That's kind of base, though, I'm gonna say.
は？
He stands frozen in place, stupefied. I say it again, slowly.
聞こえなかったのか。ゴーだ。
ゴーってもしかして作れってこと？
もしかしなくてもそういうことだ。
For your information, I'm not getting worked up because they call me a chicken. Yes, you are. I, Hoin Kyoma, refuse to yield to such minor insults. For that is the choice of Steins Gate.
マジかよ。
一度作るといったものは作る。たとえそれが神の目に背くことになったとしてもだ。
Yeah, lordy. Besides, if it looks like we'll get in real trouble, we can always back out at the last second.
てかさ、そもそも作ったとして何を流すん？どうせオカリンのことだし、そこまでは考えてないんしょ？
そんなものはその時になって考えればいい。とにかく今は物を作るのが最優先だ。いいな。My favorite light arm よ。
He said that in English.
はいはい、わかったお。その代わりラボにあるもの適当に使うから。
Hold on, I'm just like adjusting my headphones.
ああ、問題ない。やってくれ。
Now our plans are in place to make gadget number 14. I guess we'll need to hold another meeting soon. Anyway, my work for the day is done. I'll leave the lab to my assistant and Daru and head out to Akihabara.
んじゃ 牧瀬氏の作業が一段落する頃を見計らってさっさと終わらせるかな。
They used to invite me all the time, but I'd always say no. That isn't my kind of thing. Now they just don't invite me at all anymore. Oh, but I do hang out with my friends just in smaller groups. What do I do, lads? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. How do you get the... Where the fuck is my browser? I actually haven't checked. Steins Gate my... Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy. Ah. Oh, lordy, this is... What have I... Wait, actually, how long is this game? I figured out how this works, by the way. Steins Gate. Lang. Sorry, folks. Okay, so it's like half as long as it shouldn't be as long. Okay, it should be around 10 episodes, I think. Ugh.
ではあとは頼んだぞダル。俺は少し出かけてくる。
あ、オカリン。
なんだ？
そんな装備で大丈夫か？
No problem, everything's fine. After losing to said... I feel like this is also a reference to something that would have been... Oh, this is probably before my time, though. Because I wasn't, like, properly on the internet till, like, 2012, and... Even then, I was only... It was... Oh, man.
大丈夫だ。問題ない。
I turn my back to the smirking dart and step out into the scorching sun. Suzuha. No sooner had I left the lab that someone called me by my full name.
だから俺の名は法院京馬だと何度言ったらわかるのだ。バイト戦しよう。
ああ、そうだっけ？じゃあ法王院、やっぱり覚えらんないから岡部倫太郎でいいや。
Just remember, Suzuha is probably 9 years old as of the present day. That is so weird.
そうか、ならばそれでこの場合いいかどうかは呼ばれる側の俺が決めることのはずだろ。
そんなこと言ったって私にとっては昔から岡部倫太郎なんだから、今さらそんな変な名前で呼べって言われても無理だよ。
昔から？
Always? What the heck is she talking about? You've only known each other for a week. Though perhaps through the lens of youth, a week might seem to be a lifetime. Well, Okabe, she's not that much younger than you.
ああ、
Seemingly notice how strange she sounded. Suzuha waved her hand as if to say, forget about it. Oh boy. He doesn't know.
今のはほら、なんていうの？言葉のあやってやつ。
Suzuha. Aw.
っていうか、岡部倫太郎こそ私のことバイト戦士って呼ばないでよ。私には天音鈴葉って親がつけてくれた立派な名前があるんだからさ。
Aw. Now she's pouting. But it will do no good. It's already imprinted in my head that this girl is a part-time warrior. Oh, you goddamn hypocrite. Nothing can change that now. As my gaze lowered, I saw a small shadow close in behind the part-time warrior as it's trying to hide. That shadow turned out to be a small girl still in elementary school. She wore her short hair in pigtails on either side of her head. The moment our eyes met, the little girl hid herself behind the part-time warrior.
ほら、なえ、ちゃんと挨拶しなきゃダメだぞ。
無理もない。シサ・ブラウンはこの俺の持つ超人の名だたるオーラに恐れを抱いているのだ。
Oh my god.
ほら、岡部倫太郎、そんなこと言うから余計に苗が怖がっちゃうじゃん。
Suzuha's cool. She's like a cool... Suzuha's really cool, honestly. Suzuha gently spoke to the little girl as she tried to hide. This little girl, Nai, is the daughter of the owner of this Okayama building, so call her Sister Braun. Oh! Butterfly is funnier. Summer homework. That is diabolical, though. Hold on, the sun's starting to shine through the window as it's evening. Or it's not evening, it's afternoon. And the sun, which is supposed to be overhead, is starting to shine through the window now. Into my eyes. I've heard that she's in 6th grade, but she looks so much younger. I believe that's partially why her father, Mr. Braun, adores her so much. His love borders on madness at the best of times.
大丈夫だよ、苗。岡部倫太郎はちょっと変わってるけど、別に取って食われたりはしないからさ。
She describes me as some sort of exotic creature. Yeah, that's that doesn't seem too inaccurate.
ほら、ね、ご挨拶は？おかりんおじさん、こんにちは。
俺はおじさんではない。
またそうやって。
はっ、 この前教えてやったにもかかわらずまた言うからだ。
この前
Rufula looks up at the sky as if she's trying to recall a distant memory. Below her, Sister Braun is shaking her head in confusion. I see. I thought we talked about this a few days ago, but it seems as though things have changed.
とにかく俺はおじさんではない。今度から俺のことは兄貴と呼べ。いいな。
でもおかわり王子さんは苗のお兄さんじゃないし。
I mean, I'm not your uncle either.
お兄さんではなくとも兄貴と呼ぶこともある。世の中とはそういうものだと覚えておくがいい。シスター・ブラウン。
Sister Braun.
でももう岡部倫太郎がわけわかんないこと言うから苗が困ってるじゃん。
わからないことではない。俺は世の中の厳しさというものについて教育をだな。
それが教育かどうかは知んないけどさ、そんなことばっか言ってると大変な目に遭うかもよ。
大変な目だとまさかお前この俺を脅そうというのか。だとしたら残念だな。この法王院今日も生半可な脅しに屈するような男ではな。
こら岡部
Oh, yeah, yeah, sure. I turned around to look at who called my name, and there stood a man with a stern look on his face. Mr. Braun! And
ミスター・ブラウン、いつからそこに。
Mr. Braun.
ついさっきからだがなんだお前は俺に聞かれちゃ困ることを苗に教えてでもいたのか。
いえ、そういうわけでは。
Mr. Braun. This man, the mersight of who could make 10 out of 10 children cry, is the owner of the Ohiyama building and a CRT or Braun tube fanatic. This man is Tennoji Yugo. Through his ownership of the Braun tube workshop, has earned him the name Mr. Braun.
おい岡部言っとくが苗はまだ子供だ。少しでも可愛いとか思ったり妙な気でも起こしてみろ。
Whoa!
ただじゃおかねえからな。
Whoa! Hey! Whoa! Time out. No, of course not.
だって誰がそんなことを思うものか。
Exactly.
何てめえうちの苗が可愛くないとでも言うつもりか。
Oh my god. Oh, this is... Make up your mind.
さあ苗お菓子買ってきたからな。こんなバカをほっといて中で食べるか。
Seeing her smile, the owner's face distorted into a mockery of a grin. It was too disturbing to be called a smile. People who spoil their kids like he does are the reason there are so many DQN plebs in the world today. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. I mean, you're technically right, but hold on. I need to close the window. Close the shutters. It, like, bounces off the windows and stuff, and, like, you know. I mean, yeah, technically, if you spoil your kid, they're gonna turn out to be a weirdo, but I'm just saying, I think he's a good dad. Let me turn this on, boom, boom, this off. Okay, easy.
そうそう岡部お前まさかあの変な実験とやらまたやってねえだろうな。
変なとは失礼な。あれは未来へとつながる崇高な。
やかましい。お前が妙な実験するたびに天井が揺れてブラウン管の上にホコリが落ちてくんだよ。いいか今度また上でどんどんやった日にはどうなるか分かってんだろうな。
The rent. Another threat. First from the part-time warrior and now from Mr. Braun. Is this some sort of workshop policy? Hold on. Still.
ミスター・ブラウンよ。さっきも言ったが、 この俺に脅しは通用しませんよ。
Your threats of...
暴力ごときでこの法院京馬恐れをなすと思っては。
家賃あげっぞ。
はい、わかりました。二度としません。
I love this. He nodded with satisfaction and proceeded to re-enter the workshop hand in hand with Nai.
まんまと騙されおってからに。
I declared my victory once I confirmed that they were both safely out of earshot.
卑怯だと思わば思え。バイト選手よ、お前も覚えておくがいい。この法院京馬、目的のためには手段を選ばぬ非情の男よ。
ねえ、
Suzu's voice is surprisingly light. I like her mouth so much too. She's got that like, you know, like not semicolon, colon 3 mouth. You get what I'm saying? It seems as though she took my comments in stride.
昨日のあれなんだっけ、円卓会議、ああいうのってまたあるの？
ん？必要とあれば皆の予定など関係なしに開くが、どうしてだ？
ううん、別に深い意味はないんだけど、ただ楽しかったなーって思ってさ。
Suzuo looked so happy as she looked up at the lab window that I could tell she was speaking from her heart.
そういえばお前、クリスティーナとは仲直りでもしたのか？
仲直り？何それ？私別にマキセ・クリスと喧嘩なんかしてないよ。
Oh.
そうなのか？
そりゃ特に仲がいいってわけじゃないけどさ。でも特に悪いってわけでもないし。
We're on the Delta timeline.
てかなんで？もしかして仲悪いように見えた？
いや、そういうわけではない。思い過ごしならいいのだ。
変なの。まあいいや。あんまりここで油売ってると店長に怒られるから。また会議があるときは言ってよ。店長の目を盗んでできるだけ行くようにするからさ。
She waved goodbye before she disappeared into the store. Interesting. Well, better to have the lab members getting along than hating each other. Until yesterday, Suzuha looked at Kurisu with hatred, but I guess that's changed. Though I suppose these things happen when you switch world lines. "10 years ago in the year 2000. Oopsies, that's not it. Right. I will be leaving this world line shortly, and this will be my final post, and disappeared. A man calling himself John Titor appeared on an American internet message board. Claiming to hail from the year 2630, this self-proclaimed future man explained the workings of his supposed time machine. In addition, he shed the light to a number of events that were supposed to take place after the year 2000. He was active on this board for a mere 4 months. However, his words and actions made an impact, and word of his existence spread all the way to Japan. Though many of his predictions did come true, a fair share were proven false. And thus there are many who doubt that he really did come from the future. The man claiming to be John Titor has recently re-emerged onto the internet. This time on the massive Japanese internet board 8 board site 8 channel. When I engaged him, instead of the time travel theory he previously provided, he presented me with what he called the attractor field theory. According to him, our world is made up of countless world lines. The places where many of them cluster together are called attractor fields. An attractor field could be a large swath of history, spanning 100 years or more. In his words, every single action in a single attractor field ultimately culminates into a single point, one single event. Let's say, for example, that I'm going to purchase a beverage. Decision to purchase a Dr. P or a cola is theoretically mine to make, but perhaps when I arrive at the store, the Dr. P is sold out, or a friend buys a cola for me. One way or another, the cola ends up quenching my thirst. Dr. Pepper. In other words, the world is already constructed in such a way that the end results have already been decided. Meaning that no matter how many emails I use to change the past, things ultimately end up in the same place. However, according to him, there may be more than one attractor field. In other words, if we manage to leave this attractor field, we may wind up in a world line that's part of a parallel world. I do not know whether this is true or not. I do not know who John Titor is. He may be a fraud or a raving lunatic. But personally, I find the attractor field theory to be fairly interesting. A few days ago, I was thinking about the station. Radicon was just as crowded as ever, of course. Just the other day, an incident occurred in which a mysterious satellite-like object appeared out of nowhere and smashed into the top of the building, but things have already been... It was all I could do to keep from gasping. Without thinking of it, I looked up at the building. The building that, as of yesterday, had a satellite sticking out of it. The building that, as of yesterday, had a satellite sticking out of it. Right there. The satellite was nowhere to be seen. Wait, what happened to... What happened to... Wait, how did... Never mind, I'll get to that later. Known as the Yanabayashi Shrine, this tiny place can be found near the Bansei Bridge. A familiar face was there to greet me. It was boiling hot, but he still smiled and gave me a small bow.
ルカ子よ。何度言えばわかるのだ。俺は岡部倫太郎ではない。
ごめんなさい、京馬さん。
A white coat and bright red hakamata pants. Traditional Miko garb. Cosplayers at the highest end cosplay cafes only wish they could wear them this well, all pale in comparison to the sight before me. The sight of Uru Shibaraluka, the child of the head priest of the shrine. But he's a guy. No matter how well the clothes suited him, he's no Miko. That's what. Then why is he wearing them, you ask? Because his father likes it that. Wait, what? Oh, don't bully my Yuri. I almost feel bad for poor Luca. Yeah, whoa, yo, what the fuck? Okay, but I think that's just the way his family is. But there are more important things to worry about. Is there... You know what? Whatever. We're just gonna brush past that.
感心感心。今日は言った通りにちゃんと素振りをしていたのだな。
はい。京馬さんに言われた通りに毎日。
I'm gonna get some water. Be right back. Lukaku held a sword in his hands. While it may look like an imitation, looks can be deceiving. In reality, it's the demon sword Samidare, the blade that shall rend all evil. Even if Blade Works sells them for about 980 yen a pop. What? Huh. I thought it would be a reference to Unlimited Blade Works.
あ、でも今ちょうど素振りを終え
案ずる
Oopsies.
あ、でも今ちょうど素振りを終えたところだったんです。だからその
な。日々の鍛錬を怠りさえしなければ、いずれお前は精神ざんまりを極めることができ。要は続けようという心意気が大事なのだ。
はい。
ならばいつもの合言葉を。
はい。エルプサイこんがり。
I do think it's very funny how nobody seems to remember whatchamacallit, the catchphrase El Sai Kongaru. But at the same time, it's like, how hard can it possibly be to remember that, right?
コングルーだコングルー。
コングル
Seeing him stumble over his attempts to say the right word has left my heart flutter. But he's a guy.
あ、それで今日はどうしたんですか、京馬さん。
いや、近くを通ったから寄ったまでだが。そうだルカ子、お前例の人工衛星のことは覚えていないか。
人工衛星ですか。
そうだ、つい先日ラジカンの上部に突き刺さった人工衛星のことだ。
そんなことがあったんですか。
He nearly jumped in surprise. It seemed like honest surprise too. He wasn't playing with me. Besides, Lukaku, he couldn't lie to me if he tried.
こんな近くにいるのに僕全然知らなくて。
I really like how the mouths actually move.
いや、いい。どうやら俺の勘違いだったようだ。
え、勘違いですか。
Once again, Lukaku looked at me with eyes like saucers. That's hardly a surprise. Someone came up to me saying a satellite smashed into Radicon. I think they were delusional too. But it proves something to me. In this world, the satellite never crashed. That discovery alone has made all this worthwhile.
おや、どなたがいらっしゃってるのかと思えば、法王院くんじゃないですか。
Hey, hello there.
お父さん。
久しぶりですね。お元気ですか。
ねえ、おかげさまで。
Lukaku's dad appeared from the back of the shrine. In my timeline, we've seen each other a couple days ago, but I guess that's changed as well. He gave Luca and I a concerned look.
そうか、法王院くんが来ていたのか。だったら後にした方がいいかな。
後にってお父さんどうかしたの。
いやね、今から裏の宝物殿の整理をしようと思ってね。それでルカにも手伝ってもらおうかと思ったんだが。
宝物殿。
There's a sanctuary at this little shrine. I never knew that.
ああ、宝物殿といっても大したものじゃありませんよ。ちょっとした倉庫みたいなものです。
奉納されたものなんかもそこに入れておくんですよ。
Aha. When he said sanctuary, my mind danced with images of holy treasure. Well, yeah, what did you expect, buddy? I guess I should have kept my expectations in check. Ugh.
そういえばルカ子、この神社は古いのか？
Come thinking, how old is this shrine?
確かこの場所に祀られるようになったのが万事2年という話ですから、だいたい江戸時代の初期から続いていることになりますね。
Yo, that is wild! 1659? Dang.
江戸時代？
Yeah, the exact same reaction. Yet another unthinking outburst. I mean, I thought this place was old, but I never thought it was that old. Today's just full of surprises.
そういうわけですから、倉庫の中も整理してやらないとすぐにごちゃごちゃとしてしまうんですよ。
それはさぞ大変なことでしょう。
Sounds awesome. Well, awesome, but also exhausting. Still, if the shrine is that old, maybe there's some ancient manuscripts or a monster spear or something lying around. Protagonist of the story pulls the spear from the beast, breaking the seal and granting him the power to slay monsters. Unfortunately, prolonged use of this spear results in the user's soul being devoured, eventually turning them into a demon. Huh. I mean, as crazy as it is that it goes to 1659, like, I don't think that's quite old enough for legendary weapons, I'm just gonna say. Gotta be at least, like... Gotta be pre-medieval for sort of legendary status. And the more you learn about history, and the more you realize, nah, that's not... Ah, whatever. Just thinking about it gets me fired up.
まあ、しかしお客様がいらっしゃってるなら、また今度に。
なあ、気にしないでください。どうせそろそろおいとまするつもりでしたから。
いや、でもそれは。
それに今日はフラッと立ち寄っただけで大した用もないのです。そういうわけだからルカ子、特訓を忘れるんじゃないぞ。わかったな。
はい。エルサイコング
ルーだ。
コングルー。
Aww. Why does everyone keep forgetting? Like, my Yuri, I get it, but everyone else, come on. Upon hearing Lukaku's words, I said goodbye to his apologetic father and left Yanabayashi Shrine. Mayushi wants the power to stop time. She wants the power of Zawardo. Exploring their sanctuary intrigues me. I should probably save that for a time when Luka's dad isn't over our shoulder. I'll ask Lukaku to show me around when I have a chance. Upon returning to the lab that night, I found Dara lazing on his couch, playing his GS. Is that a reference to the DS? The Nintendo Yes, it is. Of course not. I'll make banquet.
Darui, 何をしている？
何って見ればわかるっしょ。愛しのののさんと熱海でチュッチュしてるんだお。
Shameless. I gotta respect that. La Place Plus. Imo Gasaki Nono. Of the three dateable heroines, she's the most. Dara's playing the sequel La Place Plus. Plus. Plus, alright. Is this based on anything? Because, you know, there's a lot of dating sims I want to play on this channel as well. Dora answered without even taking his eyes off the screen. Apparently, he's been obsessed with this game since it came out last month. It's all about flirting with girls. That sounds fun.
そんなことを聞いているんではない。今日俺が頼んだ新作ガジェットの件はどうなったと言っているのだ。
それならおおよその算段はできてるよ。
何？それは本当か？
うん。今日ジャンクショップで必要なパーツのほとんどは買ってきたし、足りないものを開発室で漁ればなんとかなると思われ。
そうか。でかしたぞ。それでこそ我が右腕だ。
まああとは巻きせし次第ってとこかな。
Daro's gaze finally broke through the screen as he turned to face the curtained off part of the lab. I guess Kuriso's still in there working on her gadgets. Given that she's taken over my base of operations, I should probably say something to her, but she is hard at work. I should probably wait until she's done. Besides, she's scary when she's disturbed.
あ、でもその代わり新しくできた11号機までのガジェットはホームページの通販に載っけといたんだぜ。
Finally distracted from his virtual dating, Daro puts his game machine aside and grins at me. He looks so proud. It's so annoying. Though I suppose its service is worth the annoyance.
てってるー。おかりおかり。
Mayuri! I heard the laboratory open as someone loudly called my name.
ど
Mayuri.
うしたマユリ？お前は家で夏休みの宿題をしなければならんのじゃなかったのか？
そうなんだけどね。でも今日はメイクインのバイトがあったから帰りに行ったのです。
Mayuri sat down on the couch, took a banana out of her bag, and started eating it. Mayuri loves bananas.
そうだおかり。マユシーはね、おかりんに話があったのです。
Eating a banana while talking about her day is practically her daily routine. However, her stories rarely have actual content to them, so I just sort of nod along, not really listening. Nevertheless, she always tells me about her day with a smile on her face. As long as she's satisfied, I'm okay with that. I planned on letting her story just wash over me as usual, but...
あのね、もしガジェットで資金ができたら新しい電子レンジ買えるかな。
そうだな。他に必要なものもあるから買うとしたらその後だな。
Like what?
あとってどのくらい？
優先順位としてはだいたい6番目くらい。
And what are the others? What's the others?
その6番目ってどこから来たん？
Exactly.
なんとなくな。
Dang, okay. The microwave we had in the lab has turned into the phone wave name subject to change, so we can't use it anymore. Should you get the microwave first, considering that's the thing you're trying, like, that's one thing that you've lost? Without a microwave, Mayuri can't have juicy chicken #1. A frozen snack she loves just as much as her bananas. For her, a working microwave is a top priority.
6番目か。それじゃダメかも。
Get a microwave for Mayuri, come on!
ダメとはどういうことだ？
Mayuri giggled and smiled.
どうしたのだマユリ？何がおかしい？
それはね気になる？
何何？もしかしてエロい話？
Oh my god.
だったら僕も混ぜれ。
違うよ。あのね、マユシはあんまり 頭が良くないからラボの役に立てないでしょ。
Don't say that, Mayuri. You are precious.
でもね、本当はね、ダル君やクリスちゃんみたいにラボの役に立ちたいなっていつも思ってたんだ。
I had no idea Mayuri felt that way. I was always happy to simply to have her with us, but I guess to her that wasn't enough. Though, why bring this up now?
でもね、もしかしたら今回マユシーは初めてラボの役に立てるのかもしれないのです。
何？もしかしてマユシも新しいガジェットを考えたとか？
そうじゃないの。今みんなが一生懸命新しいガジェットを作ってるのは売るためだよね。
その通りだ。売って資金を得なければならんからな。
まあ今まで一個も売れたことないんだけどな。
天才の作品はいつの世も認められないものなのだ。
Well, not never, but yeah, usually.
言ってることかっこいいけどダメじゃんそれ。
Oh, Woody, don't remind me. He's got a point. Any gadgets we can't sell are as good as junk. We really should figure out our marketing strategy at some point.
そこでマユシーの話なんだけどね。
There's that smile again.
実はね、マユシーはガジェットを買い取ってくれるかもしれない人を見つけちゃったのです。
何？
マユシ、それ本当？
実はマユシーは今までメイクインニャンニャンに来るお客さんにガジェットについて宣伝してたの。そしたら今日ね、お客さんの中で興味持ってくれた人がいてね。
Fighter jet overhead.
いくつかまとめて買い取って。
でかしたマユリ。
Hey, the theme song's played. I took her hand in mine even before she finished talking. Oh my god. The goofy aw song. What is this? I took her hand in mine even before she finished talking. And I shook it with the force I usually reserve for Daru's greatest achievements.
よくやったぞマユリ。でかした。
本当？マユシー役に立てたかな？
もちろんだ。なんなら褒美にバナナの1本くらい買ってやってもいいくらいだ。
What is she, a monkey? That's your reward?
オカリンせこ。そこはせめて一房っていうところだろ。
Factual.
量など関係ない。そこは気持ちの問題だ。
Oh, Karin, you stingy bastard. And Mayuri looks...
マユシーはね、ラボの役に立てただけで嬉しいのです。
When I looked at her smiling face, I could see that she wasn't lying.
とにかくこれで資金なんともおさらばだ。
Goofy song, and it like the Goofy song, I like it so much, and it transitions into like the Steins Gate Remember Me leitmotif. So it's such a funky song. And then it goes back into the Goofy. Oh, not quite.
もうミスター・ブラウンの横暴に屈する必要もなくなるぞ。
Mr. Braun.
オカリン、店長さんのこと苦手だもんね。
おそらくあの男とは1万年と2000年前から敵同士だったんだ。
ただ怖がってるだけじゃん。
You're just afraid of him.
怖いのではない。ただ あの特殊な容姿に少しばかり尻込みするだけだ。
That's called being afraid, Okabe. I don't know how to break it to you, man.
そういうのを怖がるって言うんじゃね？
The exact same. Eh.
なんとでも言うがいい。未来の展望に巧妙が差した今の俺に怖いものはないのだ。
あ、ブラウン氏が後ろに。
オカリン今ちょっとギクってなった。
Oh my god.
なってない。なってなどいないぞ。
Oh my god.
オカリン涙目。
だから違うと言ってやろうが。
あんまり騒ぐと本当に店長さん来ちゃうよ。
This guy.
それじゃあちゃんとまっすぐ帰るのだぞ。途中で寝てしまって乗り過ごしたりするんじゃないぞ。
Oh lordy.
知らない人に声をかけられてものこのこついていくんじゃないぞ。
大丈夫だよ。マユシーは子供じゃないのです。
She said with a childlike smile. I decided to see my ear off since I was hungry and the station was on the way to the convenience store. She was in a good mood the whole time, probably because she was glad that she was able to help the lab out.
ねえオカリン、
She stopped on her way to the ticket gate and looked back towards me.
ん？
あのね、送ってくれてありがとね。
どうしたのだ改まって。
だってね、なんだかマユシーはとっても嬉しかったのです。
Having said that, she resumed her journey towards the ticket gate. Perhaps she was just looking for a place to belong. Aww. Found myself at the brink of sentimentality, but I stopped myself before I could enter. That's not the person I am. Only the old immerse themselves in sentiment. Standing in the bustling crowd, I looked skyward to clear my head. As always, there stood Radicon, without a trace of the embedded satellite. Now, the rebuilt Radicon has the satellite built into the structure. The real one. The real building. In real life. I know what that means. Oh, hey, new music. By the time I dropped my area off, swung by a convenience store, and returned to the lab, Daro had crashed on the couch. His GS sits open beside him. He must have fallen asleep while playing it. It looks like he's having a good dream. From time to time, his lips form a lecherous smile. He's still wearing his headphones. They're bulky ones too, probably a cheap pair themed after some game or anime. Most of the time, if he's playing an Arrow game, he won't even wear headphones when Mayuri's around. He won't wear headphones. I guess he's more protective of his non-pornographic stuff. Interesting. What a weirdo. Whatever, I better just leave him alone. This seems more like Okabe. I have a feeling he's gonna fall asleep. Whatever, I better just leave him alone. I'm sure he'll wake up after he's gotten some shut-eye. After that, he'll probably head home or just go back to bed. It's not winter yet, so it's not like he's gonna catch a cold without a comforter. I get up and head to the sink to make some hot water for some instant noodles. And then... oh boy. A deafening, bestial howl cut through the darkness of the lab.
なんだ今の声は。
Is Caruso alright? I thought it came from outside the window. Until I heard it again.
はあ
That was definitely someone's voice. Kurisu's. Obviously. And it came from the development room. Kurisu's the only one there, so it has to be her. Could that be the gadget she's working on has suffered some major malfunction? Or could the failure of one of her experiments have enraged her into punching a hole in the wall? That'd be really bad. I don't even want to think about what Mr. Bond would say if we saw that. Hold on, let's think this over again. There's still no telling what really happened. At least not until I check for myself. Yeah. I pushed the worst case scenario out of my head and peeked through the curtain into the development room. And when I did, I saw something I couldn't have imagined. What? There was Daryl wearing gaudy, almost gown-like clothes. And he was surrounded by Kurisu, Ferris, and Mayuri. What? Each one dressed in their own weird costume.
さすが橋田さんはスーパーハッカーね。素敵だわ。
What the hell?
いやそれほどでも。
What the hell?
ねえ、フェイリスをダルニャの大切な人にしてほしいにゃ。
What?
ダメだよ。
What?
ダルくんはね、マユシーのものなのです。ねえ、ダルくん。
うほう、いいのかい？
Oh my
僕は
god.
二次元嫁でも
What
平
the
気でや
hell?
っちまう男
What
だ
the
ぜ。
hell is going on?
もちろんだよ。普通は恥ずかしくて言えないようなことも
What?
平然とやっての
What
け
is
る
going
ダル
on?
くん。そこにしびれる憧れ
Oh
るにゃ。
my... What? What?
やん、ダル様。
What? The scene was truly unreal, which makes sense given that what I saw was not reality. Merely an image inside of a... Well, yeah, obviously, but what the hell is going on? On a computer screen in the center of the lab mems, excluding myself, approached Daru. Kurisu's so cute when she's angry. Kurisu could do nothing but stare. It seemed like she was shaking, but he couldn't tell from just her back. The sight of Daru and the others surprised me, but Kurisu was the only one in here. Could the horrors playing out on the monitor have been something to do with the new gadget she's been working on since yesterday? I feel like there's a link between the two. Could this be a game she made herself? No. It's too hellish to watch. I mean, everyone has their preferences, but there have to be limits. And why Daru anyway? Could it be that Kurisu has a thing for... Before I could finish that thought, Kurisu stood up. She turned around and jumped at the sight of my presence.
あんたいつからそこに？
ついさっきからだ。
っていうことは、もしかして今の。
ああ、この目でしっかりとな。
As soon as she heard my response, Kurisu became flustered and timid.
違うの？あれはその、
いいのだ、助手よ。
Oh my god, you're gonna tease her again.
いいってどういうこと？
俺は人の趣味をどうのこうの言うつもりはない。
は？
あれがお前の趣味で作ったゲームだとしても、それをとやかく言うつもりは毛頭ない。だがな、まさか未来ガジェット12号機とするつもりならば、それだけは許してくれ。
It's super crowded and Mayoshi doesn't even have a seat, so no worries, see you tomorrow. For some reason, that's also gotten me worried.
待て。あんた一体何言ってんだ？
だからお前が趣味でそんなゲームを作るのは勝手だが、それを売り物にするのはどうかと言っているのだ。そもそもあんなものが出回ってみろ。とてもじゃないが恥ずかしくて外を歩けないぞ。
だから待てと言ったろうが。あれは別に私の作ったゲームじゃ。
Kurisu fell silent. At that moment, I heard the sound of the curtains opening behind me and a shadow eclipsed us.
なんだよ。人が気持ちよく寝てるってのに、一体何の騒ぎなのさ。
足だ。
あ、マキセ氏。ガジェットの開発終わった？だったらちょっと。
Oh my god.
うるさいこの変態。
なん。
Okay, don't get mad at the real Daru. He didn't do anything wrong.
もういい。今日は帰る。さよなら。
Teresa spat out her words and stormed outside before we even had a chance to stop her. Dara and I could only watch her in slack-jawed silence. What the hell just happened?
なおかりん、
なんだダルよ。
僕マキセ氏になんか変なことした？
いや
I considered telling him about what I saw on the stream for a moment, but I thought better of it. Yeah, no, maybe not a good idea. Given my sister's state of mind, it's probably wise not to reveal her secrets. A wise man does not court danger, and some things are better left forgotten. Frankly, I'm more worried about Daru. Someone's just shouted at him for no reason. That's gotta be rough.
なんかわからんけど、僕は傷ついたお。
Yeah, Daru didn't do anything wrong.
まあ、そう落ち込むな。大方開発に行き詰まって気が立っていたのだろう。
そうは言うけどさ。ああ、考えれば考えるほど釈然としねえ。
He keeps getting grumpier and grumpier. This might not end well.
くそー、こうなったら、こうなったら。
待てダル、少し落ち着け。
こうなったら、ノノさんにチュッチュして慰めてもらうお。ノノさん。
You know what, Daru? I can respect that. She's right, Daru. You are a pervert. Hey, it's not a bad it's not a bad coping mechanism as long as you don't get too into it, right? Reply, Yahoo! When I went to the lab in the afternoon, the curtains in front of the development room were closed. I assumed that I would find Dar behind them, but instead it was Christina. Why didn't you call her that in the text here as well? It seems as though she's made this area her own personal nest. It's great that she's putting so much effort into development, but whose lab does she think this is anyway? Perhaps I should remind her. Just before I could raise my voice to do so,
何かよ。
she took my turn.
助手よ、お前に一つ話がある。
今ちょっと忙しいんだけど、重要な話なの？だったら聞いてあげるから手短に話せ。
Seems like she's in a rotten mood. This is the opposite of how things should be. I need to be direct with her.
いいかクリスティーナよ、お前はあくまでも
Oh
助手
my
である。
god!
このラボの責任者は俺だ。
Worst possible way to...
それで？
え？
だからそれがどうかしたのかって聞いてるの。
I think I've made her mood even worse. Yeah, obviously. But I'm not so easily defeated.
もしかしてそれだけか？
それだけとはなんだ。これは重要なことで、それを忘れてもらっては困ると。
それだけか？
はい。
Yes.
何、案ずるな。これも作戦のうちだ。心配ない。
Oh my god.
一見引いたように見せかけ、その実、こちらの意のままに操る。そうだ、CIA のマニュアルにもあるあれだ。
I don't think I need a tip for what the CIA is.
ああ、大丈夫。すべて予定通りだと上には報告しておいてくれ。エルプサ。
うるさい。
Oh. I spoke the words very quietly and slipped the phone back into my pocket. I'll just go outside. After that, I had no choice but to go outside, where unfortunately I ran to someone I didn't want to see.
おう、岡部じゃねえか。
ミスター・ブラウン。
ちょうどよかった。 おめえに言っときたいことがあったんだ。
言っておくが、昨日はうるさい実験はやってませんよ。
Even if I want to, Kurisu has completely taken over my lab. Table conference sometimes.
そうじゃねえよ。まあ頼みっつうかなんつうか、そう大層な話でもねえんだが。
He blushed ever so slightly as he said this. I found myself taking up Black because he didn't strike me as a man who could blush. I never imagined that I would have to see a middle-aged man acting so tsundere. The definition... The definition has become more broad recently. Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be a girl. Technically, guys can be tsunderes too, can't they? Okabe's a tsundere. It practically gave me goosebumps. In fact, I think it did. Hold on, there's something else. Did he say he wanted to ask me a favor? My landlord has a favor to ask of me. Spurting out again.
なんでいきなり笑い出しやがって。
ミスター・ブラウンのその頼みとやら
Oh, come
聞
on!
いてあげなくもないが、条件だ。
Oh, come on, he's just asking for a friendly favor.
条件だ。
まず家賃を下げること、それから上でやかましくしてもとやかく言わないこと、それから今後俺のことは岡部ではなくホーインキャーだと。
今すぐ出てってもらってもいいんだぜ。
聞かせていただきましょう。
Damn it, he's taking advantage of me. Not for long. Though my gadgets make me filthy witch, I will allow you to say whatever you want.
まあ頼みってほどじゃねえんだが、明日からちょっとばかり留守にするからよ。その間注意しといてくれねえかって、それだけだ。
留守。
When I looked down, I saw a small creature attempting to use a large frame to hide from me.
もしかしてこの子をどこかに預けてくるのですか。
バカ野郎！なんで俺が可愛い娘をどこかに預けたりしなきゃなんねえんだよ。
That man looked seriously offended. He should really learn to take a joke.
明日から苗を連れて旅行に行くんだよ。たまには家族旅行をしねえとな。なあ、苗。
旅行すごく楽しみ。
Aww. She laughed from the bottom of her heart. This girl really does love her father. Aww.
まあそういうわけだからよ。ちょっとの間頼むぜ。
おかりおじさん、お願いします。
Yeah, just be nice. Doesn't think that's a good idea. You should focus on making gadgets that will make the world a future. A family trip, eh? Well, summer break is probably the best right time to do it. Though I don't like her calling me uncle.
じゃよろしく頼んだぜ。
Mr. and Sister Braun starts walking towards the main street, Shuodori. They must be headed off to get some things they need for their trip. Though now that I think about it, I forgot to ask where they were going. Most likely a beach or something. It's summer after all. I can't imagine anyone would break into a store full of nothing but CRT TVs, so I probably won't have to be too cautious. Huh? Wait. If Mr. Braun's away, does that mean I could do as many D-mail experiments as I want? I'd probably put Kurisu's endeavors on pause and get back to... Typo. I should probably put Kurisu's endeavors on pause. This requires consideration. Shortly after talking to the Braun family, I made my own way to Chuodori. Akihabara was full of people milling around, fitting for a Saturday. I wandered over here without any particular destination in mind. I entertained the idea of returning to the lab, but Kurisu is in a very bad mood right now. I'm not afraid of her, but you don't walk into the cage of a fearsome beast wearing a suit made out of steak. You're afraid, so it's pointless wandering around here. What should I do? Okay. I'm in front of the Yodobashi in Akihabara. That's all it said. Nothing else. Yodobashi is a big electronics store near the station, for reference. But I have promised to meet with Finger today. Finger. You're just calling her Finger now. Shining Fingers, just Finger. Not that I can remember. Then what on earth is going on? Forcing myself to figure things out wasn't getting me anywhere, so I gave up. In front of Akihabara UPX. Aww. A lot has changed around here. I'm suddenly reminded of what Daro said about the band Phantasm hijacking the airwaves yesterday around noon. There's a big screen up above me. I imagine all the screens around here showing the same footage at the same time. I'm getting emotional thinking that we, the Future Gadget Laboratory, will be able to do something similar. Another email. The sender is, of course, Shining Finger. Well, the station is just around the corner. If she's moving, it's less likely we've made plans to meet. I have no idea what she's trying to tell me. Again, the interval between messages is getting shorter. I know without checking that it's from Finger. I opened the message with the touch of a button. I'm near UPX Moeka. Is she getting closer? But there's no way she could know where I am right now. Then is this a coincidence? Or... Here's another. I'm strangely hesitant to read it. But hey, they're coming in fast now. Could it be? Fear in my heart, I opened my inbox. That's all. No matter how I try, I cannot will any more text into being. What the hell? Like a ghost. I heard someone whisper in my ear and whipped around to see who it was. And there stood... Kiryu Moeka. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'd scream too if someone just whispered to my ear. No! Hey, don't shout at her. Or don't shout in general. People are gonna stare.
姿が見えたら驚かせるのかお前は。驚いてなどいない。
Did I? Okay. Felt as though my heart was ready to burst from my chest.
しかし、いくら駅前がそこだと言っても早すぎるだろう。まさか貴様、やはり機関の手のものか。
Yes, she does.
機関。
とぼけても無駄だ。その能力、ひょっとしてライトニングスピードか。携帯メールの早打ちだけが特技だと思ったが、まさかそんな力まで持っているとは。はっきり言おう。どうやら俺はお前のことを侮っていたようだ。
ただずっとそこにいただけ。
Hmm?
何
So she just saw me there and played a prank on me with her cell phone. It's as simple as that. However, I'm not sure she could really pull a prank like that without her much as cracking a smile. I really don't get her. But something's weird. The Mocha I know certainly wasn't mischievous enough to pull a prank. Perhaps her personality has changed due to the influence of the world line.
俺か。俺はこの世界を把握するために情報収集に勤しんでいたところだ。
god. Well, that means you're free, Moeka.
待て、お前は俺の言ったことを聞いていなかったのか。
I heard, so you're just hanging around, Moeka. Jeez, it seemed like she didn't understand. I would happily elaborate upon my plans, but having a conversation with someone who communicates mostly through text is tiring. Isn't this what they call a komusho in Japan? Because I found out about that word through Komi. You know that I think the manga Komi can't communicate. I think her name comes from the word komusho or something like that. Or something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but essentially, there's this whole term in Japan for people who can't communicate properly or something like that.
とにかく、俺はこれから用事があるのだ。
Because clearly, this ain't normal. This ain't normal. Jesus Christ. Like what? Oh my god. Not
なあ、
really.
あれだ。実はメイクインニャンニャンで用があって行かねばならないのだ。
I actually just came up with the idea because it's nice and cool in there.
どうした？もしかしてお前も行きたいのか？
そういうところ苦手だから。
Why not? That was the answer I expected. And yet... I have to head to work. Bye-bye, Moeka. Okay. She sounded kind of sad when she said that she didn't like those places. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay. That happened. I feel like she kind of wanted to hang out and Okabe just blew her off. After we parted ways, I browsed some of the PC part shops until it got dark. Though lately it seems like the heat just lingers after the sun goes down. I sat out in search of a cool beverage. I imagine I'd find it at the cafe, validating what I told Moeka. May Queen Neon Squared is the cafe where Mayuri and Ferris work. Since it's so close to our lab, I stop in every once in a while. Yeah. I started walking towards the stair leading to the cafe and saw a man at the bottom. Another customer, but he's not going to the cafe, just looking at it. Besides, this man's so handsome it looks like he was crafted by Gaia himself. I can't imagine he patronizes places like this. When it became clear that he wasn't planning on going in and started to walk past him, that's when he turned. What? Guy has chosen one? What? His reaction was intense.
てめえ、どこ見て歩いてんだ?
This is handsome. Why don't you watch where you're going, asshole? He glared at me with the obvious displeasure.
失礼。
He pissed me off, but getting involved with someone like this can't end well. Better to just let the whole thing go. As I continued my march towards the cafe, he called out from behind me and stopped me.
おいてめえ、まさか今からこの店に入るってんじゃねえだろうな。
は？
だとしたら ストリートという劇場に舞い降りた俺が一つ忠告しといてやるぜ。こんなクソな店入るだけ時間と金の無駄だ。なんたってここにはメス猫しかいねえからな。
What? The man who calls himself the man who came to this theater called the street.
いいか、これは熱くほどばしる伊達丸の血を宿した俺からの忠告だ。
Hot-blooded dandy, alright.
この店に行くのはやめておくんだな。
Hot-blooded dandy.
ブリリアントな罠に籠絡されちまうぜ。
Seemingly satisfied having said that, he walked away bobbing his head to some unheard rhythm. What was he trying to tell me? His words sounded fancy, but they didn't actually make any sense. A brilliant trap? I didn't know what he was talking about, nor did I care. I decided to head up the stairs into the cafe.
おかえりなさいませ、ご主人様。
Alright. Hey, isn't this CG directly recycled from the original, from the Steins Gate originally?
おかえりなさいませ、ご主人様。
This is recycled. That's kind of cool. As I entered the cafe, two maids grew. I don't know if that's cool or lazy. Probably both. As I entered the cafe, two maids greeted me. One of them was obviously fairish, but the maid with the blonde ponytail was hard to recognize as Mayuri.
あ、おかりんだ。おかえりなさいませ、おかりん。今日はダルくんが来てたんだけど、ついさっき帰っちゃったよ。
Just here, were you, Daru? He's a frequent patron of this cafe and usually visits at least a couple times a week. Primarily because he's such a big Ferris fan. Oh my god, seeing my Yuri with the different color hair always kind of trips me up though, I'm gonna be real here. He's always talking about being devoted to his 2D wives, but I guess she's the exception.
おかえりなさいませ、今日は。こちらの席へどうぞ、だにゃ。
Is it recycled? I don't know. Like, a part of me also does feel like this, like, it's been a little bit polished though. Farish did exactly that. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like, a lot of these backgrounds do seem like they're taken. A lot of these backgrounds obviously are taken from the original, right?
そういえばマユリ、ちょうどここに入る直前に変な男に会ったのだが。
Although, I don't know if I'm going crazy. I feel like it's the first time I've ever actually seen Mayuri in this. I don't think we've ever seen this, but why the hell is it so pixelated?
変な男？
ああ、階段の下からこの店をじっと見上げていた。ひょっとしたらこの店から出てきた客かとも思ってな。
どんな人だったかな。
真っ黒な服にグラサンをかけた痛い感じのやつだ。
サングラスに黒い服。今日はそんなお客さん来てなかったかな。
Mayuri took some time to think before she answered.
そうか。明らかに何か曰くありげな感じだったんだが。
なんだろう。フェリスちゃん、何か心当たりあるかな。
Mayuri really seemed like she didn't know the guy, but Ferris had her brow furrowed in a look of seriousness.
フェリスちゃん。
もしかして心
Oopsies.
ひょっとしたら。
もしかして心当たりあるのか？
He might be.
ひょっとしたら。
This was the soberest tone Mayuri and I had ever heard from Ferris, and we both bristled with anxiety.
その人は10年前に武者修行の旅に出ると言ったままいなくなったフェイリスのお兄ちゃんにゃ。
Okay, she's just spurting out as usual. Oh, let me guess, it's a gig where you get to put you to Pukover twist. I'm totally game for that. Sounds fun. Volunteer work, no pay. Really, Okabe? Really? Ay ay ay.
フェイリスのお兄ちゃんは10年前ゲルマン流忍術をマスターすると言い残して家を飛び出していったんだね。
German ninjutsu, what in the world? Well, Germany is the Japan of Asia. Or Japan of Europe, as they say.
それがまさかこの町に戻ってくるなんて。あ、もしかしてお兄ちゃんは今までもフェイリスのことを陰で見守ってくれていたんじゃ。そういえば毎月メイクインに送られてくる群青色のバラ、あれはそうにゃ、群青色のバラの人はお兄ちゃんだったんだにゃ。
Honestly, I really like these stories that Ferris comes up with. They're kind of funny.
マユリオ、毎月この店にはそんなものが送られてくるのか？
Oh, come on, Okabe. Don't hog the Chuny.
マヨシーは見たことないにゃ。
そうか。
This was a mistake. I went looking for an answer and wound up in a nest of lying vipers. Come on, it's fun. Just have fun. My god. But I guess this was to be expected.
大変にゃ。今すぐ追いかけなきゃ。ねえ今日な、その人はどこへ向かったにゃ。
Ferris looked nearly teary-eyed with desperation. I should have seen this coming.
ねえ、今日だってば。お願い、教えて。
それはできないのだ。フェイリス。
どうしてにゃ。
なぜだ。それが奴との約束だからだ。
And there we go, playing along. See, this is what it's all about.
約束。それじゃあまさか今日もは今までそのことを知ってて黙っていたのかにゃ。ひどいにゃ。どうして今まで教えてくれなかったのにゃ。今日まのバカ。
すまない。フェイリス。
Oh my god, these two. Honestly, after Kurisu, honestly, I've always found like the bounce back between. I've always found the banter between Ferris and Mutara to be like the most entertaining. After Kurisu.
マユシーは接客してくるですにゃ。
Ferris and I continued our meaningless conversation for another 10 minutes. I want to hear it. God damn it. When we finally finished, I placed an order. Nobody would enjoy a cafe where they had to wait 10 minutes before they placed an order. They'd run the other way. However, I don't think Ferris would put other customers through all this. Also, it's because you clearly enjoy it. And this place is pretty popular for this neighborhood. Especially on the weekend, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to find a seat today. But looking around, there are actually a few spots open. Well, I guess it's only natural since it is in the middle of the afternoon. Regardless, such trivial things don't bother me.
お待たせいたしました。ホットコーヒーブラックですにゃん。
マユリオ。
She couldn't have brought me a coffee at a better time.
何ですかにゃ。
例のあれの話だが。
例のあれって何ですかにゃ。
だから例のガジェットを買ってくれるという人物の話だ。今日は来ていないのか？
ああ、そっか。その話か。今日はその人まだ来てないにゃ。
そうか。
Thought I might run into him by chance, but I guess it's not that easy. That was in fact the reason I came here today. But I'm afraid I'm skunked. So I asked her one more thing.
ところで、最近は忙しいのか？
ここでのお仕事もあるし、そ それから学校の宿題もあるし、それからコミマ用のコスプレ衣装も作らなきゃいけないし、すっごく忙しいかも。
That sounds fun. Comic Giga Market, a massive otaku event held twice a year at Tokyo Big Sight. Every Kamima, thousands of artists gather to sell their creations, which range from erotic manga based on popular anime to original figures, music, and games. The next Kamima will be held August 15th. That sounds fun. Kamima is a big otaku event held every summer and winter. The next big one starts on the 15th and will run for 3 days. Mayuri's hobby is making cosplay costumes, and it sounds like she's making a few this year. She's not making them for herself to wear, but for other people. But that's not what I want to hear.
俺が言っているのはお前ではなくフェイリスのことだ。
エリスちゃん？
Ferris overheard Mayuri saying her name and came towards us.
にゃににゃに、もしかしてフェイリスの話してるのかにゃ？
聞こえていたのか。
にゃふふ、それくらいフェイリスの能力、ヒアリングインフェルノにかかれば簡単なことだにゃ。
As she laughed, the cat ear atop her head twitched. What? Can those cat ears really hear things?
それでフェイリスの何の話をしてたのかにゃ？オカリンがフェリスちゃん疲れてるんじゃないかって。にゃにゃ。
Can't put my finger on why. They felt like Ferris looked uncomfortable while we were talking earlier. And when she said she had something to do after a party the other day.
ねえ、ひょっとして今日はフェイリスのこと心配してくれてるのかにゃ？
心配だと。
Even if it were true, I couldn't admit it. Because I'm a mad scientist.
お前は何を言っているのだ。この法王隠居魔が他人の心配だと笑わせる。俺はただお前が弱っているならそこにつけ込んで恩を売ることで一生俺の手足として使うべく算段を立てていただけだ。
Whoa! Yeah, that looks good. Wait, you're telling me that there's other ones? Yoma. The trail after a moment of joy will make the sadness all the stronger. Go ahead and cry. Your tears have no effect on me.
もっと悲嘆にくれるがいい。なぜならその悲しみという感情こそがこの俺の血となり肉となり。
今日も優しいにゃ。
She suddenly took my right hand.
でも心配しなくても大丈夫にゃ。フェイリスはこの通りいつでも元気いっぱいなのにゃ。
お前は俺の話を聞いていなかったのか。
Nope.
にゃにゃにゃにゃにゃ。
Fair seems unfazed and happily swung my arm. The other customers are looking at me. I get the feeling their desire to murder me is increasing by the second. This isn't good. I have to do something fast, like check your email, maybe. I'm not a hamster. How about doing it yourself? Oh, God. You've got guts saying that. I got an achievement for that. My God. Are you sure you're not a hamster, Suzuha? Maybe I should. Maybe that's her next nickname. I have to do something fast. In my panic, I turn to my area and ask for help.
おい、マユシーニャンニャン、お前からも何とか言ってやってくれ。
そっか。オカリンが本当は優しい人だってこと、フェリスちゃんが分かってくれて、マユシーも嬉しいよ。
Ay, ay, ay.
に じゃあマヨシーも一緒にやるにゃ。わかったにゃ。
Mayuri grabbed my left arm and they both kept swinging their respective
にゃ
arms.
にゃにゃにゃにゃにゃにゃにゃにゃ。
What are you two doing? What is going on?
Yeah.
I grew more and more uncomfortable under the other patrons' glaring eyes. I'm fine with being conspicuous, but I don't like being made conspicuous. Ugh. I guess that's a place to leave off. Okay. Okay, that was something. I really gotta make a title, thumbnail for this. Alright. So where am I? I don't think we've actually started a route yet. I do know it's a lot shorter than, Steins Gate. Oh, and after this I want to play the linear bounded phonogram. And, if possible, I might return to Steins Gate and show you, like, all the other hidden stuff. But that might be in, like, a video or something. I don't know. But, yeah, I guess that is all there is for this today. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video, folks. Or stream. Video stream, same difference. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't done so already. And make sure to smash that bell. Okay, so with all that there is, sky's up, and you guys are awesome. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.